Laura from EarthTrex Crystal City here, coming at you live from the basement. We're bringing you a nice core class tonight. I have 12 exercises that we're going to be doing for about 45 seconds each. We're going to take a little bit of a break in between, pretty much only the time it takes to get from one exercise to the next exercise. Should be about 10 or 15 seconds in between. I'm just going to talk through what they are really quickly and do a little demo because we have a lot of variation in the exercises tonight. So I want to make sure that we're all on the same page before we begin. So we're going to be starting off with a boat canoe. For a boat canoe, I'm going to be hovering. This is going to be my boat pose. Legs are up. They're about parallel to the ground. Knees are up. Now you can stay here and hold this if this one is a little rough for you, or you can extend back up into the canoe or like the hollow body shape, and then we're going to bring it back up. Now when we do these, we're trying to do them in slow motion, okay, so keep that in mind. We're going to flip it over. At that point, we're going to go into some up, up, down, downs, or suicide planks, and what that is going to be lowering onto a forearm plank, popping back up into a straight arm plank, and then doing the same thing. Now, when I go down, it's important that I switch sides every time so that one arm isn't working more than the other. After that, we're going to go into some flutter kicks. So for my flutter kicks, a couple of different variations on this. You can do this from a hollow body shape if you'd like. Remember, in this low back, it should remain on the ground, firmly on the ground. Belly button sucking in towards your spine. If that is a little rough on your low back, you're having trouble keeping it on the floor, then you can always raise your legs a little bit higher, or you can sit on your hands, do it that way instead. Head can be up or down for those, totally up to you. Then we're going to finish off that first set with some hip dips. So I'm going into a forearm plank for this one, and then rolling those hips from side to side. After that, that's our first set of 4 exercises. Then we're going to go into some toe touches. Now, ideally, you're trying to leave a footprint on the ceiling in this one. So you want to have your legs at as much of a 90-degree angle as you can. Okay? And then I'm going to be from all the way reclined on the floor. I'm going to be reaching up and trying to completely touch my toes. No worries if you can't touch your toes in this position. That's okay. Also, no worries if you need more of a deep bend in your knees. And if your neck is bothering you in this one, you can also keep your hands behind your head. Just keep those elbows out to the side when you go up. Try not to pull and yank your head using your arms. After that, we're going to go into some glute bridges today. So we're getting into the glutes as well as the core for this one. And we're going to do 2 versions. First set, we'll do one version. Second set, we'll do a different version. So the first set, we'll be lifting one leg up in the air. Again, depending on your flexibility here, you might need that leg more or less bent. Okay? And then, I'm going to be lifting my hips up into the air and back down, while leaving that leg up in the air the whole time. Then I'm going to switch, same thing on the other side. Now the second round through, I'm going to leave my hips up in the air the whole time, and then lower and lift the leg. So we're trying to keep our hips as high as possible during that one. And again, first set, lowering and lifting the hips. Second set, lowering and lifting the leg. Okay? After that, we're going to do a cross-body mountain climber. So for these, I'm not bringing my knees straight in, but instead I'm bringing it to my opposite elbow. So switching back and forth, knee to the opposite elbow. Set number 3, we're doing scissor kicks today. So for my scissor kicks, same thing as the flutter kicks. If you're having trouble keeping your low back on the ground, then you can lift your legs a little bit higher, or you can sit on your hands for this one. So for those scissor kicks, I'm trying to keep my legs fully engaged or to really point through my feet in this one. And then in and out, crossing, switching the cross of the legs every time. After that, I'm gonna flip it over again. So we're getting a lot of alternating exercises here tonight. We're gonna do plank arm touches. So from my plank, I'm gonna be taking opposite hand to outside of opposite shoulder, okay? Now when I do that, if I'm having trouble balancing in this one, you can widen up your feet a little bit. So keep that in mind as an alternative. For any of these planks, you can also do this in just an amended plank where you're still keeping that core tight, belly button tucked in, but you're not doing the full push-up position, okay? After that, I'm gonna do a lower and lift with the legs. So I'm gonna slowly roll it up, lift, so I'm working those low abs, and then bring it back down to about 45 degrees. Now you can do this with your head up if you would like. Sometimes I like to do that. And it doesn't need to be a huge motion when you lift those feet up. I also want you to avoid using momentum for this one. So try not to do this. We're not rocking here. We're trying to lift with control, then lift again. Lower, pause at 90 degrees, lift the hips again. After that, we're gonna finish up this set with bird dogs. So for my bird dogs, in a plank, lifting opposite hand, opposite foot. And this can be kind of tricky. I know I actually have some trouble balancing in this one. So a good alternative, either if it's too hard on your wrist or if you're really feeling wobbly in this one, is to take it down to a tabletop position instead. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, lift, opposite hand, opposite foot. So you're really squeezing your glutes here, lifting your arm. And then if you're doing this version, you can go side to side, or you can also add a little crunch in here. So I'm going up, crunching it in, elbow to knee, lift back out, and then change sides. So that's a really good alternative, especially if you don't want to stay in that plank position. That still gets that burn going because you have that extra crunch. Our final set of the evening, we're going to do a hollow body plank combination. So we're just going to be alternating between hollow body and plank. So we're going to do that 2 times, okay? Just a reminder for our hollow bodies. Hollow body, same thing I explained in the beginning. Extend it out, arms up overhead, head, neck, and shoulders off the ground, low back, glued down to the floor. So this is going to be your full extension. You can lift the legs higher to take some of the pressure off your low back here. You can also keep the knees bent here. And finally, you can hover the toes just off the floor. If you're really still sucking the belly button to the spine, that's a great version to take. But it's not quite as bad on your low back as the other one. All right, so we're gonna get started. Actually, I have a stopwatch today. I'm really excited about it. All right, I'm gonna be playing a little bit of music for us, but I know that in the past, it's kind of not really come through, or when it has come through, it's like, copyrights. So I'm just gonna be playing it very quietly. Feel free to listen to your own music. This is also mostly for me because it's kind of hard to work out just in silence, right? All right. So here we go. We have 45 seconds for each of these 12 exercises. We're going to take a little break, kind of a break in the middle. We're starting off with that slow motion of boat canoe. All right, so here we go. 45 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So number for our boat canoe. Hovering, you can stay here. Lower into that canoe or hollow body shape. Bring it back up. Again, try to work a slow burn here. Try not to use momentum for this one. Keep breathing. We have about 10 seconds left here. And 3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay, everyone, we're going to be flipping it over, going into that up, up, down, down. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So form over speed on these ones. If you want to do these really quickly to try and build up some cardio, by all means, go for it. But make sure you're putting those hands right back under your shoulders. Also make sure you're alternating every time. Keeping that belly button sucked in. About 10 seconds left here. Stay still. Three, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everyone, we're flipping it back over. We're going into our flutter kicks. So remember, for our flutter kicks, you can take any variation you want. You can do them in a hollow body shape. 3, 2, 1, go for it. So we're just trying to hug those legs as close to the floor as we can. Going straight up and down. Belly button sucked in. Low back on the ground. Just a reminder of those different versions. You can lift it up higher. That can help your low back. Or you can come onto your hands and still keep those legs low. So it just takes a little pressure off. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Beautiful. We're flipping it over again. Going into that forearm plank, hip dips. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So again, you want those feet a little bit apart here, especially if you're barefoot, so you don't have to roll over top of your ankles. Keep breathing. Scooping out that side body. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everyone. That's the end of our first set of 4 exercises. We have a bunch more to go. Get a sip of water if you need. And we're starting over with our toe touches. Legs up in the air. 3, 2, 1, go for it. So try to reach all the way for those toes. Legs as straight as you can. No worries if you need a bend in your knee here. At about 10 seconds. Remember, always the option to put your hands behind the head. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everyone, we're going into those glute bridges. So pick a side to start with. I'm going to start with my right leg, but up to you. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Now remember, with these glute bridges, I'm going to lift up and down here. Now try not to just collapse into your low back here. Instead, think about activating that standing leg. Think about drawing that heel in towards you. Lifting the hips as much as you can. You can have your arms down the side for a little extra support as well. Almost there. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Hug those knees in. Give that low back a little bit of massage. We're doing the same thing, setting up on the other side. Opposite leg is now that anchor. Lifting the leg up towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Hips up and down. Leg stays up. That's it, firing it up. Working the back of the body. Keep it going, keep it lifted. 10 seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Nice, bring it in. And roll it out just a little bit here. Beautiful. All right, everyone, we are flipping it over. We're doing that mountain climber with the cross body knee. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So remember for these, I'm bringing my hand in to the opposite elbow. Trying to maintain that strong plank shape. So I'm really pushing the ground away here, not sinking through my upper back. Keep breathing. Got about 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everyone, that's the end of set number 2. Halfway through this first round. We have scissor kicks, arm touches, lower lift, and bird dogs. We have next, grab a sip of water. And starting off with our scissor kicks. Again, same format as those flutter kicks. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Instead though, you bring those legs in and out, crossing one on top, and then alternating. Now again, when I do these, I really like to engage all the way down to my toes. I kind of find it helps take a little bit of strain off of my abs. About 15 seconds left. Stay with it. You can also do these smaller and quicker. 3, 2, 1, rest. Beautiful. Flipping it over, going to those plank arm touches. 3, 2, 1, and lift it up. So remember, if you need a little help stabilizing in this one, you can always widen up those feet. Still pushing the ground away. Sucking the belly bend to the spine. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Right, everyone, getting onto our backs, lowering and lifting those legs. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Again, for this one, I'm just trying to come up, little lift, back down, those lower abs. Now again with this one, you can also keep your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground if you wish. Breathe. Legs as glued together as you can get them. Three, two, one. Rest. Beautiful. Now flipping it over one last time here. Going into our bird dogs. So, for our bird dog, again, opposite hand, opposite foot. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now again, I find this one really hard to balance in. So the alternative is lift, crunch it in, lift, switch sides, lift, crunch it in, lift, switch sides. Got about 10 seconds left here. Three, two, one, rest. All right, everyone. Set number 3 is over. Get a sip of water. We're doing our last set in round 1, that is. And that's hollow bodies and planks. All right, so all we're going to do here, 2 minutes, hollow bodies and planks. And actually, just to give us a little variety here, we're going to do 20 seconds in each. Just switch those up until we get through to those 2 minutes. Okay, continuous. 3, 2, 1, hollow body, 20 seconds. Breathe here, suck that belly button to your spine. Again, arms can be overhead as well if you choose. I like to have them down here so I can look at my stopwatch at the same time. 5 more seconds here. 2, 1, flip it over, holding a plank. We're just gonna hold. We're not gonna be moving through this plank. Keep that tailbone tucked under. Remember, if your butt looks good while you're doing a plank, you're doing it wrong. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Flip it back over, hollow body. Breathe. 5 more seconds. Stay strong. 2, 1. Flip it over. Plank. Three, 2, 1, and flip back over. Hollow body. Keep breathing. Suck that belly button down. 3, 2, 1. Flip. Last one. You can do it. Hold this plank. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job, everybody. All right. Get us some water. Nice work. Okay, so for our last little round here, we're just going to do a couple of quick selections of exercises. We're not doing the entire round all the way from the top because hours worth of exercising. So, great job, y'all. So, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do that second set one last time through. So what that means is the toe touches, the glute bridges, with lowering and lifting that leg this time. And then those cross-body mountain climbers, that's gonna finish it up for us, okay? So, preparing for your toe touches. And then remember, with these toe touches, arms can be behind the head. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Lifting, really reaching for those toes. Really trying to get a stretch through your hamstrings here. Reach those feet towards the ceiling. Reach your fingertips towards your feet. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, great job, everybody. So remember, as promised, that second set of glute bridges. This time, we're going to leave the hips up, leg lowers and lifts. Same thing on the other side. All on one side to begin with. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. So we're lifting it up, all the way up, lower, and lift. Now when we lower and lift, try to keep those hips as lifted as we can. Push into the heel on that foot on the floor. And then just try to graze the ground or just hover right above the ground with that moving foot. Keep pushing those hips up. Here we go, 10 more seconds here. Keep it lifted. Push those hips up even further. 3, 2, 1. Hug in. Massage out that low back. Beautiful. Setting up for the same thing on the other side. We're almost done with this workout. Here we go, y'all. Lifting that leg up. 3, 2, 1. Lift the hips. Lower and lift the leg. Push into that heel on the ground. Working that whole posterior chain. That's your back body. Keeping it going. About 10 seconds left here. Keep those hips up. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Roll out that low back. Good. One final exercise for the night. Going into that cross-body mountain climber. We're going to try and pick up some speed this time. Finish off strong. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Remember, you can always take this slower. Knee to opposite elbow. Push the ground away. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good job, everybody. Give some water. Excellent. We're going to take a few minutes. Just do a little bit of a cool down. Stretch it out a little bit. this one on my back. Again, bringing those knees into the chest. Take me a second here to massage out the low back. A lot of these exercises that we did tonight, if you're not doing them correctly, if you're not really sucking that belly button down, which can be very hard, especially when you're starting out, trying to build up core strength, can be very difficult. So it's easy to get a little bit of a strain in your low back. We really want to try to avoid that. Let's give a little bit of love here. Take one knee in, take my right knee in, extend the other leg out. Pull that knee into your chest. So you're hugging it in, compressing into that hip flexor. Breathing. Taking a second to catch up. Now take that knee, bring it across your body. And try to get that other side, shoulder down towards the floor. It's okay if your knee doesn't come all the way down. If it does, or if you need a little extra help coaxing it, you can take your opposite arm, just lay it on the top, you don't have to force it. And then take a second here, look away from the direction your knees are going, over that opposite shoulder. Try and roll that shoulder down to the ground. Getting a twist in, bringing out the spine. And slowly bringing everything back in. Same thing, both knees in. Massage out the low back. A couple little circles here. Take the opposite leg, extend it out straight. Hug the left knee into the chest, compressing into that hip. And bringing it across the body towards the floor. Either it can help that opposite hand, or just let it fall wherever it does. Looking away, over the opposite shoulder, trying to get that shoulder down on the ground. Two more deep breaths here. And bringing everything back in. Again, massaging out into that back. Slowly bringing it on back up. And we'll just take another little twist here. So I'm going to take my top leg, bring it up and over. Now, if you're feeling it, you can bring those knees in alignment, and it's a little hard to see with my dark pants over here, but one knee is pretty much sitting on top of the other. If this is a little too much for you, no problem. Come back to this position. Try to get both sit bones, those bones that you sit on the floor, and just have that foot down on the floor instead, and you're going to twist from here. If not, bring those knees one on top of the other. Lifting it all the way back up and over, and twisting into the side here. Trying to relax into those hips. And slowly unfurling that out. Take a second. Other side. Switching across the legs. Sitting up nice and tall. Opposite hand reaches up and over. As you breathe in, sit up even more tall. You exhale, twist a little bit farther. And slowly rolling that back out. And massage out those legs just a little bit more. Reach your leg and the knees from side to side. Beautiful. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me for class tonight. Again, my name is Laura, coming in from EarthTreks Crystal City / my own house. I hope everyone is safe and well. Again, I'm going to put a little description in the video. So I was having some computer trouble right at the beginning, so I kind of rushed into our live stream today. But I'm also going to put a link to the rest of the classes for this week that all of EarthTreks Movement, Planet Granite, all of our gym partners are offering. We're really switching it all around the gyms, and everybody's getting a chance to teach a class and which is really great because, I don't often get to see my colleagues in Colorado or California and see their styles. So it's really great. If you don't get a chance to go around to the gyms very often, check out the other instructors. Everybody's really offering some great stuff. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to be doing this all the rest of this month. Stay tuned for what's happening in May. It's news to all of us, so hang in there with us. Stay safe. Be well.